Hi folks, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the underawning Annex on the AusRV XL13E MKII and the XL15E MKII. Essentially, the Annex components are the same. The only difference is the 15E is longer. So the front wall, the floor and the draft skirt are simply longer. The end walls and infill pieces are exactly the same. So follow the same directions for both models. As you can see, I've already placed my draft skirt on the side of the Caravan. It's easy to set up. You just basically press it into the press studs along the van and peg it down at the bottom. And I've placed my floor exactly where it needs to go to set the Annex up around it. Now I find with these models, the back end of the Annex is the least complicated. So we're going to start at the back and finish at the front with the extended roof section. The first piece we're attaching is this triangular section at the back. That extends us out from the back of the van out to the end of the floor. Just on the inside here is a sail track. So this piece slides into the sail track. And what you want to do is line up the Velcro there with the Velcro on the back of the draft skirt. So if you're in the right proximity there, you can button it up, peg the bottom down and continue on. Our next step will be to install the AntiFlat Strut across the top of the awning here. In selecting which anti-flap to go at either end, it's pretty easy. The hook fitting actually fits up in the awning cassette behind me, and the flaps or clamps need to open towards the awning itself. So find the right components, splice them together, and it's as simple as hooking it into the little barrel fitting up in the Annex or awning body and resting the front on top of the front hinge above the leg. All right, that's in place. Now, you really have to take care when you're fitting the awning fabric inside these clamps. You don't want to ever close a clamp with the fabric in it while the fabric is sitting on top of the adjacent clamp, because that's a very quick way to destroy the fabric. So you need to make sure the awning fabric is tucked in the complete length and monitor it as you clamp these up so you don't tear it. So now we're going to get it all tucked in. Now I'm absolutely sure that it's tucked in. I can do up my first clamp. That's the cam clamp done up. Now double check the rest, get the rest clamped in, and I can continue building my Annex under the awning. Now with the anti-flap strut in place, I can insert my end wall, which slides into the sail track on the back of this. Now, be careful. Make sure there's no sharp edges. Check that before you start putting it in, and feed the sail track through. Now we just need to tidy up the end and connect to our triangular infill piece. Something that's very, very important is to never obstruct the vent that's built into the top here. That is a deliberate measure. It's part of the gas compliance of this Caravan. So never obstruct it, never tape it up or do anything like that. Always has to be in the open position and free of any obstruction. Now I need to peg up this end up here, and I'm using one peg to do the entire corner. So I've actually got the eyelets of these two pieces going through the eyelet of the floor. Unfortunately, the ground's pretty soft, so I don't need to hammer the pegs in. Across the front fascia, there's two sail tracks, top and a bottom one. The bottom one is open at this end. So we're going to slide our wall in from here. Much easier with two people, but quite doable with one. Now I can button down this corner by putting a peg in the corner. Again, I've got the eyelet from the corner of the back wall and the front wall together through the eyelet of the floor. Choosing the AntiFlat for the other end is easy. We've only got one left. Again, the hook section up inside the cassette body on the little bar fitting. Again, making sure I've got my roof fabric tucked in correctly all the way along before I start clamping up. Now we can put in our roof infill section. The easy way to work out which way it goes in is eyelet and a little hood with a rubber cord in it that actually goes over the front of the cassette body on the awning. So we can just slide that into the sail track on the back. And we'll come back and fix up the Velcro once we've got this roof section. Now, to put the hood over the front of the awning cassette body, if you're a bit smaller in stature, you may need a step ladder or an esky or something to stand on while you do it. Now to start finishing off the end, we need to grab this piece, which fits into the sail track on the inside here. So we simply slide it through and then we can start finishing up the end. To make my life a little bit easier, what I've done is inserted the pole at this end. I've got a spigot pole in there through the roof and attached a tent rope. And for simplicity, I've just looped the tent rope around the front coupling. Rope's the perfect length, it's very secure, and I haven't had to put pegs in the ground. Now I'll set up the pole on the opposite side and I can start finishing off the end wall. Now I've put this corner pole in place. I've pegged out the rope. I can tighten up the rope. That'll hold everything steady so I can fix up this section of Velcro and attach the end wall. Before I enclose the wall up this end of the annex, I've got a couple more poles to put in. The first one is this little pole here, has a spigot at one end and an eyelet at the other. The spigot fits into a hole into the AntiFlat Strut. So you'll see a little hole just up the end near the awning leg. That pops into there, and this flat bit goes over the spigot on this pole here. So I'll put that one in first. By tensioning that small pole out, it'll stay in place. Now I can put my other pole across the front here. Now I can adjust this one out. With this pole here, make sure the handle opens to the inside so you can release it without the wall interfering with it. Now that that's done, I can reattach my wall all around here and button up the corners. Now just 3 poles to put in. One is the spigot pole, the spigot at one end, rubber boot at the other. That goes in the center, just behind the fascia behind me. There's a little strap there with an eyelet in it. That goes in there to support the front. The bendy pole goes in the roof. There is a fitting in the fascia and a fitting in the cassette body. When I do it, the thinner pole I put up in the cassette body and the thicker end down into the fascia. That keeps the lift in the awning further back to help water run off. And the other end is the butt end to butt end. This one goes in the back corner to support that part. And that, folks, is how you set up the under awning annex on the AusRV XL13E MKII and the AusRV XL15E MKII. It's easy. One's just a little bit longer than the other. Remember, take your time and don't rush. For more great information, download the owner manual. That's where you'll find the pole diagrams and the layout of the annexes. And jump on our YouTube channel and check out our other video tutorials.